Yeah, me
Seeing
too.
the teams and the pride that they have, and just bringing that passion onto the track. So we're about to get underway on the jam line for Wales. It is Hurlston.
And for Argentina is Chispa, número 10.
Chispa, the other key jammer in the game against Wales 2 days ago.
Yeah, and he has almost the same height as El Pibe, but it's a different type of jammer. But it looks like that's amazing.
Hurlston pushing out the front. Chispa hit out by Jamie Davis.
And we had Chispa on the back of the track trying to pass against 3 blockers of Team Wales. Fighting on the front is the jammer of Wales. And we can hear the first penalty. And both of these teams has problem with penalties, so it's very important to keep the players on the track. Lead jammers, the first lead jammers go for Chispa, number 10.
And it's Watson in the box for Wales, so Argentina the blocker advantage. But Hurlston picks up a back block penalty, so that's also the first jammer penalty for Wales.
That was what we're talking about the penalties. Argentina against Mexico has, I think if I said, the highest power jam in favor of Mexico on this game, in this tournament, and that was the score.
Wales picked up 11 jammer penalties in their game against Canada yesterday, and a large number of blocker penalties, and was a contributing factor to the scoreline.
Oh, I can see a moth guard on the inside of the track, and I don't want to know who is the one who throw it away, because that can be a penalty. You don't want to be the person who say like, yeah, that's mine.
But sometimes there are some big hits going on in this pack.
There's passion.
Yeah.
So we had the jammer of Wales on the penalty box, the cheese balls bearing
penalty box.
Cheeseburger. I don't know why my brain my brain doesn't like me. And we have Cruz jamming for Argentina. It's Mauro, but most of the people call him Mario. I don't know why. And we start to say Mario Bros Cruz. And
Hurlston back on the track in amongst the Argentinian blockers, but it is Cruz who gets out for lead jammer for Argentina.
And the second lead goes for Argentina, 2 leads in a row in the first two jams.
Hurlston has just one blocker ahead of him, but taken out by Cruz. That was beautiful. Hurlston hit out and recycled, still on turn 3, but has had to push his way all the way round to that turn. While Cruz completes another Grand Slam scoring pass, and James Clark approaches the cheese balls bearings penalty box. Wales haven't actually had a penalty-free moment since about the first jam, since the start of the first jam, but having been in the box and just being released as well. So again, this is going to be so crucial towards the end of the game, where you have jammers and blockers on large numbers of penalties, and it affects how you can play.
And we can see on the repetition how Cruz just perfectly blocked the jammer. Like, you know what? I'm passing. Please, on the floor.
So Farron Ashby on the jam line for Wales, up against Vasquez for Argentina.
And we have still one blocker of Wales on the penalty. That's going to mean 3 blockers of the red team on the track. And we have Argentina with the 4 blockers. Amazing block of the number 26.
That was Swift. That's one of his specialities, very much a jammer killer for Wales.
Perfect. And on the inside line, we had the jammer who passed Vasquez and received the lead jammer for Argentina.
But Swift picking up a penalty.
Oh, no.
Just as James Clark is released from the box. It really is 1 in, 1 out for Wales on the penalty box, and they need to get that under control.
Yeah.
Or they're going to run out of players.
I don't know if it was legal, but it was beautiful. Okay.
I think we need to see the replay. But again, a hit out from Watson.
And we had a cutting of the track for the jammer of Argentina, and that's a power jam for Wales, and that's the opportunity that they're looking for. And we have the number 19 jamming for Wales. He passed for the first time, and he's not the lead jammer. So it's going to be a 2-minute jam.
Yes, unfortunately, he removed his helmet cover, which makes him ineligible for lead. So as you say, this will be a 2-minute jam. Ashby getting some offense from his blockers to try and break up that tough wall, but not getting through. And that's Oliver giving him an assist. Hit out to the inside and recycled.
The thing about the Argentinian walls is they are not playing together, but they are still very strong, because you can see as one-on-one they can block the jammer. But the thing is, against Mexico, that didn't work.
But Wales have picked up their first points of this game. That's a grand slam scoring pass for Ashby, who does make it out. But Vasquez is out of the penalty box and completes that 4-point scoring pass. So both teams now scoring. And it's Ashby finding the inside line out first, but Vasquez right behind him.
And you can tell us the jammer are very, very tired. They are just like, you know, it's almost done. It's okay.
and we're only 5 minutes into this game.
Amazing work of Ashby on the outside line. They tried to recycle him, but it was perfect. He was just quiet, saying like, okay, I'm here, I'm going to enter, and I'm going to make some points for my team.
Up on the jam line for Wales, we have Oliver up against Black Shadow for Argentina. And we have a pivot line start.
Yay! Not for them, yay for us.
It depends. Some jammers do prefer a run-up, and Oliver sees that gap on the inside. The first lead jammer for Wales. But Black Shadow out on the outside line. Argentina trying to speed the pack up to save their points. And Wales have actually released all of their blockers from the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box. 2 points for Wales, so 11 now playing 37. That last couple of jams, absolutely vital to change the momentum. The first few jams, Argentina were totally in control.
Yeah.
So I think Wales will be very happy with the last couple of jams. We all want to see a close, tight game for the excitement, and so we just hope that this carries on. So, Ashton, 2-8-2-8 on the jam line for Wales. It is Chispa for Argentina. Ashton, one of the 4 Team Wales members that has skated in all 3 World Cups. Chispa finds the outside line, lead jammer Argentina. Ashton having some very heavy blocking in his face from the captain for Argentina, Bergacho. It's
so okay.
I try.
you will learn like everyone. It's okay. I'm fading you. Oh, we have 2 minutes. Two penalties for the Wales jammer, and it's going to be an old-school penalty vote. It's going to be 1 minute.
Yes.
One minute power jam for Argentina. You don't want to have that against Argentina.
No, and unfortunately that was a misconduct penalty. That was the second penalty for the Wales jammer. They cannot afford to give that away at this stage. I mean, it's going to give Argentina a huge opportunity to gain real distance in the points.
And as we can tell, like 5 more points for Argentina, 5 more points for Chispa. All the blockers are on the track, trying to prepare themselves for the arrival of Chispa. Spark, if you want to say in English, spark. Yes.
Suitable, it suits him.
So now we are wearing sparkling stuff, so it's kind of, we are making a tribute for him? No, I don't think so.
Maybe he's a tribute for us.
Yeah, maybe.
So Wales lining up at the rear of the pack. But even with that big hit on Watson, Chispa through for the 5 points. But that's 2 Argentinian blockers in the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box.
So even if they had a 1 minute power jam, he has now this opportunity with only 2 blockers on the track. And both of the blockers who went, the blockers from Argentina, both were for a clockwise block.
Yep. And it's just a quick opportunity to talk about Quad Skate Shop, Europe's original brick and mortar skate shop. Outstanding selection with a delivery guarantee. You can also check them out online at quadrollerskateshop.com.
And I think we had a last-minute penalty for the jammer of Wales. It was a high block. And we have a power star for Argentina.
That's 3 jammer penalties in the same jam.
Yes, wow.
Yeah.
And we have a lead jammer for Cruz.
And the danger for that for Ashton is that you're only allowed 7 penalties in the whole game. If you use up 3 of those in one jam, that does reduce the amount you can be on track.
And we had a back block for Cruz. That is going to be a power jam lead, if we want to say. Now it's going to be the time for Ashton just to make some points. Well, pass for the first time and make some points.
But unfortunately, Thornflakes to the cheese balls bearings penalty box, so only 3 Wales blockers on track. But it is the power coupling of Mainwaring and James Clark. And they are 2 of the strongest blockers and work very well together. So unfortunately, Mainwaring also picking up a penalty. So Wales now with 1 blocker on track as James Clark goes to the cheese balls bearing penalty box. Just Longworth left on track. Interesting fact about Longworth, owns 18 chickens and 2 sheep, and one of them is about to give birth. So
the question is, does he know the name of all his chicken? Because if you have more than 20, I don't know how to do to remember everyone's name.
I think that's a very good point, and one I'll take up with him later. I'm going to ask him
later.
Yeah.
I will let you know, people.
So Thornflakes has exited the penalty box and is back on track. So is Mainwaring. But the challenge is that even with that power jam, it was a power jam shut down by Argentina. Wales not able to pick up any points. Argentina now 2 scoring passes completed. This, you know, we had a glimmer of Wales getting it under control, and these last 2 jams have been pretty disastrous.
Yeah, well, we were talking about earlier, like, you know, I think it's a general derby problem about the penalties, but...
And as we say that, Mainwaring goes to the box for another penalty. So,
oh my God! So as we can see on the screen, we have the point per jam, and we can really tell that Argentina is leading in this part of the game. But at the same time, we have Wales, who has a momentum. At one moment of this on this period, we are going to see if they can just repeat this momentum or maybe extend it.
So of the 6 jams we've had, Argentina has had lead 5 times, Wales once. But the telling statistic is 4 jammer penalties for Wales, 2 for Argentina.
Well, they still have penalties, both of these teams. So,
but Argentina able to capitalize just like that inside line gap. So that is Vasquez, who is lead jammer. But Helston for Wales is out of the pack as well, about half the track behind. Vasquez sees the danger and calls the jam. That's probably the first jam that Wales have forced that. Forced just 1 scoring pass. And so that's the kind of momentum we need to see. That's the kind of tactics that we want.
Because if you can capitalize that and also make points and just don't get penalties. Because the thing here is not the points. The here is the penalties. If you don't get penalties and you force the other one to call, you have a very, very big chance.
Exactly. But we're starting with 2 Wales blockers on the track. Ashby on the jam line, and it is Black Shadow for Argentina, lead jammer. But Wales have all of the blockers on track. And it's Argentina picking up that direction penalty. So Wales have the blocker advantage.
Oh my God, that's a huge opportunity.
However, that doesn't stop Black Shadow, who completes a Grand Slam scoring pass.
And now we have 1 blocker of Team Argentina on the penalty box. That means that Argentina is having problems too. I know I start to sound a little bit repetitive, but it's a huge problem. And I think it's the only problem that they have, because they're playing so beautifully and so great that
the defense has been phenomenal this tournament. And as I say that, obviously Black Shadow makes it out, sees that Ashby is coming out and decides to lie in wait for him up around turn 1, but Ashby outskates him. Black Shadow's still going in for the hit, but cannot get Ashton off his feet, so calls the jam. And Wales call for a timeout, so it's a chance to talk about Roller Derby Elite, one of our sponsors of this tournament. And we love our sponsors because we wouldn't be here without them.
Yes.
So Roller Derby Elite continues to match luxury with technology. Whether you play in a competitive league or skate in the street with your friends, it's all about the experience, so get out there and skate. RollerDerbyElite.com. And also, we can talk about Cheese Balls Bearings, a penalty box sponsor.
Cheeseburger.
No, cheese ball. Cheese ball with a Z.
I want cheeseburger, sorry.
The most reliable, longest lasting bearing available at affordable prices. Check them out online or at your local skate shop, cheeseballs.com.
I can eat a cheese ball too.
Oh.
You know what it's, I already told that, but you know what is that in Spanish?
No?
Bola de queso.
Bola de queso. I like
It's more
that.
like, you know, like sexy Spanish, you know, like bola de, you want a bola de queso?
That's how you seduce people.
I flirt with people asking if they want a cheese ball.
So on the jam line for Wales, we have Oliver up against Chispa for Argentina.
And we have for the Welsh team the number 198.
98. Oliver,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
And Oliver picking up a cut track penalty. So that is now the 5th jammer penalty for Wales, and we are only 15 minutes into this game. I know we keep saying it, but it is having a big impact on this game.
So we had a no pass, no penalty for Chispa. That means we are going to have 2-minute jam. So even if they had a penalty right now, the jammer has a penalty, that can be recovered, you know. You had 2 minutes to go, and they had to stop Chispa if they want to score some point for Wales.
Argentina trying to get a goat, but they're free. So Wales and Argentina now with full packs on track. Oliver back on track as well. Hit out and recycled by Souza. But Party Boy picking up the penalty and going to the cheese balls bearings penalty box.
Amazing work of the Argentinian blockers, but they couldn't stop the Welsh jammer. He passed. It's the first time that he passed, so no point yet. But he already passed. That's already stuff.
Yeah. So both teams having a 4-jammer or 3-jammer rotation, and they're not matching up at the moment because of all the penalties. But the jammers for Wales are Matthew Hurlston, Farron Ashby, and Oliver. Ashton was in the rotation, but I think is having a few jams off to recover. And so then for Argentina?
For Argentina, we have Chispa, we have Cruz, we have Vasquez, and the number 7, Black Shadow.
Chispa in the pack on his 5th scoring pass in this jam. Hit out from Watson, but only one hand on the out of bounds. So stayed in, doesn't receive that cut penalty. He was just checking with the jam ref that they'd seen it was just the one hand. That was the highest scoring jam for Argentina. 5 scoring passes, 22 points in that jam.
And more than the half of this game. Oh my God, the penalty is clean. That's a momentum. Take a picture of it, please.
On the jam line for Argentina, it's Cruz, and for Wales, it is a different jammer. Just because we talked about it, is Tom Hughes. Not to be confused with the other 2 Hughes in the Wales team.
And it's not only his first time, he's the lead jammer. Lead jammer for Wales.
That's only the 2nd time that Wales have had lead in this game.
But they are forced to call it because Cruz passed, and the jammer, he was recycled on the back of the track. So if you don't want to lose some points, just call it off. You had the lead jammer, you can do it. Just feel free. Feel free to do it. And we're going to start in jam number 11. More than the half of this game, it's already gone. Well, it's only the halftime.
Half of the half.
Yeah, and quarter of this game is done.
So it's Hurlston on the jam line for Wales, up against Black Shadow for Argentina.
And we had 2 blockers of Wales on the penalty, and only 1 for Team Argentina. 3? Sorry.
3 blockers on track for Argentina.
Okay, yes, that's true. I can do maths sometimes. And the lead goes for Argentina is Black Shadow.
But Hurlston has come out again. Traditionally, the last time Wales got it to 1 scoring pass, it was Hurlston that was jamming that caused that call off. But that big hit out by Arturo Orgaz allowed a recycle on Hurlston.
And you know why he's called Arturo Orgaz?
No.
Because he's a huge fan of a football club who is called Belgrano de Córdoba, because he's from Córdoba. And Arturo Orgaz 510 is the address of the official stadium.
Ah.
That's a huge fan.
That is a big fan. You choose your skate name on the address of your club.
You have people on Welsh who has chicken in Argentina. We had football players, okay?
So we have Oliver facing off against Vasquez. Oliver keeps on his toe stops on the outside line. Lead jammer for Wales. But Vasquez is also out of the pack and chasing him down about quarter of the track behind him. So Wales able to get the points and call the jam. Only 2 Argentina blockers on the track. And so we're just looking for confirmation on points. The jam ref just making sure that everything is correct. No points for Wales because of the hit out. The jam ref judged that Oliver did not pass the hips of any of the other skaters. So, but that's the first time I think that Wales is really, that's 2 or 3 jams where they've had lead a couple of times. So maybe a bit of momentum shift that we've been looking for. Hurlston on the line again against Chispa.
There are only 2 blockers of Argentina on the track, now 3 because of the return of the captain. And Chispa, who passed for the first time, he was the first to pass, but because of a no pass, no penalty, he doesn't have the lead jammer. So,
so lead is still available to Hurlston should he complete his initial pass. He had just 1 blocker, but the pack has swallowed him back up. So Swift with some offense. And Hurlston hit out to the inside and recycled back to the straightaway to turn 3. But he has just 1 Argentina blocker in front. And he also is not eligible for lead because of a no pass, no penalty. So this will be a 2-minute jam. We have 1 minute, 8 seconds left for both teams to score points.
And that is going to be a very, very, very tired, a very exhausted jam. Because at that point, with 3 days of World Cup and a lot of game already gone, it's, sorry, I know. There is something happening, I know.
It's a cut track penalty for Hurlston, so this is now a power jam for Argentina. Again, in a 2-minute jam, you don't want to be giving away 30 seconds of where you can score points because nobody can call the jam.
Wow.
Oh, that was a big hit for Watson, but picks up the penalty on his way to the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box.
The thing is not the penalty. The thing is Chispa is so small that when you want to hit him, you don't have to be up. You have to be really, really, really low. Yep. And the thing is, because when you see the different persons, he was so tall for Chispa.
Yeah.
But,
But Hurlston is out of the box and approaching the rear of the pack. And the jam comes to a natural end. And Wales pick up points. Sorry, you're looking
as you can see on the rep, he was doing a very good block. But the thing is, Chispa it was so low because he is a very small person. So
that becomes a leg block.
Even if the block was right.
Yeah. But Wales picking up 4 points in that jam, taking them to 26 points. Argentina on 141, and we have just over 8 minutes left in this half.
And we had Cruz jamming for Argentina and Ashby jamming for Wales. And the leads goes for Argentina in the jam number 14.
Ashby stuck behind that impenetrable wall of white. It's Victor looking for the recycle, but it's actually Leah who goes to the penalty box for Argentina. So Wales have the pack advantage until Longworth goes to the penalty box. It's now 3-3 each on track.
And we said it's raining on the penalty box right now because we had a lot of people leading. Well, now it's kind of empty, but it was a lot of people going to the penalty a few seconds ago. And for you to know, half of the jam or Argentina were more than 14 points jam. So there we have a very bit of a difference.
And this has the potential to be another one. Cruz completing his second scoring pass. Ashby and that was a cut track penalty. Sorry for the silence there. I was watching the referees So Ashby assessed a cut track penalty, and we were just making sure that was actually given to him. And so there is now a power jam to Argentina. And Ashby has returned to the track. So we will find out later what has been going on that one.
So,
but both jammers on track. Ashby now completes his initial pass. But Cruz, again, you know, this point around 14 points or more. 3 scoring passes completed, but now we have a power jam for Wales. Cruz picking up a cut track penalty. And it's a cut penalty.
Yes.
I will get lots of people on Twitter telling me it's a cut penalty, not cut track.
and because the jam is just end, that's going to mean power start for Wales. Look at that.
Beautiful control and footwork.
I think he's making a rubber, you know? He's like, oh.
Well, there is a rumour that Ashby from Wales is part mountain goat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because if you see him on his toe stops, everybody goes, yes. Yes, we can see that. so
yeah.
as you say, power jam start for Wales. Oliver, the jammer, 3 Wales blockers, 3 Argentina blockers. And
yes.
and Oliver pushes his way through for the lead jammer.
And that's a huge good news for Wales. They're preparing to help his jammer.
So that's offense from his team going in, and that is very confusing because there's 2 blockers called Hughes on the track at the same time.
Oh,
so.
huge with huge. It's
we have Davis.
Sorry, we have Cruz, who was back on the track, but he made another cutting of the track, and it's another power jam for Wales. And Oliver just passed and received 5 points. Wales has the opportunity
to try and close this gap down. Oliver already on another scoring pass. This is his 2nd scoring pass, hit out to the inside by Sanchez. And the jam comes to an end, but it will be again a power jam for Wales.
Look at how one of his blockers tried to help him, just saying like pushing him through the back. And actually, that was kind of a helpful stuff.
So the blockers that were on track there, a number of them play in the same team, so they're used to how each other plays.
And we can see now how Argentina has having a kind of a problem with the penalties. We have an official review.
No, a timeout being called by...
I thought it was an official review. I saw the ref.
Ah, yes, it is an official review.
Yeah, it's an official review. We confirm. And so I was saying, like, now we have kind of a problem for Argentina because we have the jammer and one of the blockers on the penalty.
Yep.
And, you know, with these kind of games, everything can change.
Yes.
And if you see that in repetition, that was the movement that we saw on the first jams. And Cruz is having a very good moment with the blocks. And look at the spin, like, wow. But the thing is, he's having penalties too. And that's complicated.
And this is a game about penalties.
Yeah. Well, the workout was about penalties, you know.
So in the last 3 jams, Wales and Argentina have actually scored the same number of points, 18 points each.
So that means that the only thing that we are losing is time.
No, sorry, I'm just...
So we had kind of a difference between, you know, the scores. But the thing, I know that it's repetitive, but it's the penalties. I think it's the only problem of this game is the penalties.
Ah, you see, sorry. I was reading a note that was passed to me and I got that completely wrong. So please ignore what I just said.
And it was in English. Next time in Spanish, please.
But yes, if you look at the points per jam, and this whole piece around Argentina are able to make 3 or more scoring passes in about half of their jams, and you can see this, that is... And you know, I'm sure that these would tie to power jams.
Yes.
In particular, so jammer penalties for Wales would probably map closely.
And the thing is, what I was talking about earlier, that Wales is having their momentums. You know, they're having these 3 or 4 jams in a row that they just score, and they having, you know, this kind of growing level. But the thing is, since they have a penalty, like a jam penalty, everything starts again.
Yep. Yep. I think that's a very fair assessment.
As we can keep going, some highlights of the game. This spin, I think we should just like frame it and put it on a wall.
Well,
like,
no, we should just show it to everybody that wants to jam and say this is what you need. You need to be able to do.
You want to be a jammer? Do that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing work. They are having like the Welsh blockers are having very accurate block, but the thing is, I found it a little bit too late for the Argentinian jammers.
And I think what we haven't talked about as well is the blockers from Argentina. I mean, Optimus Quad is doing a fantastic job. Not big showy hits, but just making sure that the jammers can get through with as little friction as possible. He's having a great game, and Sousa.
Yes.
I think has really stood out for me.
Because I don't live in Argentina now for 3.5, and I remember when I was moving from Argentina, Sosa, he wasn't even thinking about skates. And one day I just saw him because he's so big, and I said like, you should put your skates. And he said like, no, derby is not for me. And I was like, please do.
And now he's at the World Cup.
Yes, and a lot of people think that like, please put your skates on, do something about it. And now he's been amazing. Yeah. So I'm so proud about his growing. And we can see like kind of a meme on the street, like, whoa, oh my God, that's Mario Bros. Look at that, that's Mario Bros.
And we're going for the official review results.
White team have used their official review. They were looking for a cut track penalty to be assessed to the red jammer in between turn 3 and 4. They believe that the initiator of the contact put the jammer out of bounds, the non-initiator ran back, and that the jammer cut a non-initiating blocker. The officials are not certain as to whether or not the non-initiator blocker was back within the engagement zone, so therefore the no-cut call will stand. White team lose their official review.
And a big thank you to the head ref, Shreff, for that incredibly clear description of what went on.
I love the way he speaks, but the thing is, for my English level, that's kind of what?
Basically, there's the no call stands.
Okay, thank you. 3 words, okay. The most important for me is no call stand or call stand, you know?
So we have Tom Hughes jamming again for Wales against Cruz from Argentina. Tom Hughes recycled all the way behind the jam line. Both jammers recycled, hit out to the outside. Hughes now hit to the inside and hasn't yet really crossed the jam line. As I say that, of course.
Yes.
Yes. Announcer's curse. And it's Sousa, who we were just talking about now in the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box.
Oh, amazing work of the number 3, Victor.
Also having a really good game as a blocker.
Well, that was what I was talking about earlier. It was the Argentinian blockers are being amazing individually.
And that's lead jammer for Cruz for Argentina. Bud with a hit to the outside. And Longworth working with him up front to hold back Cruz, where we have Hughes trying to actually provide, trying to get through, but not able to. Still really just on that initial turn.
And you know, that was very curious about this game, because that was the first lead for Argentina in 5 jams.
Wales haven't been able to capitalize as much when they have lead jammer, and then we've had a couple of jams with no lead jammer, and that's
the momentum.
Yeah.
That's the momentum.
Yep.
And, you know, we were talking about the penalties.
And if you look now, 2 Wales blockers have ended that jam in the penalty box, Mainwaring and Bud. Hurlston on the jam line for Wales, and it's Chispa for Argentina.
And the thing about the jammer penalties, more like the blocker one, Argentina has 5 jammer penalties, and Wales has 6. So it's kind of a tie if we're talking about jammer penalties. But the thing is, Argentina scored a lot of points each time.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
They can capitalize on those jammer penalties. But they're completing his second scoring, first scoring pass, second pass overall. But Wales have actually passed the star. So Watson is now the jammer for Wales. Mainwaring and Bud working to hold back, and Swift to hold back Chispa, and they can't. That's another 5 points for Argentina. Watson is hit out to the inside on turn 3. Cannot get past Donne. Actually, Donne proving to be a real trouble for Watson.
Watson is not one of the person that we see a lot as jammer, but now he's doing amazing work. He just passed for the first time. So that means that he can do it. I can trust in this one.
So he's completing that initial pass. Donne trying to break up the Wales wall, and a big hit out on Watson, right into almost into the Wales bench. But we have Heavy Dolce and Donne working together now. But that was great work.
Hurston.
Hurston coming on as a blocker.
Yes.
Fantastic piece of offense.
So if I were the lineup of Wales, I should think about change.
But he's also had the most success of getting out of the
you can use everyone if you want.
We'll just put Hurston on the track 14 times.
Well, you can put it as a pivot and just be sure that you can have, this kind of exchange all the time. That's a very good strategy.
So Black Shadow on the jam line for Argentina. Oliver for Wales.
And we have less than 30 seconds in this period time.
That has gone quick.
Yes, that might be the last jam of this period. And Black Shadow, Black Shadow who passed on the inside line and received the lead jammer for Argentina.
And Oliver is also out complete. Oh no, it's a back block penalty for Oliver.
That was the thing that we were talking about so many times in this game.
I know we sound like a bit of a broken record, but
I know.
But it's having such a big impact on the game that we can't not talk about it. Black Shadow completing that scoring pass with the inside line. Left comparatively empty, and that is...
Look, he found the hole and he just passes through. That was perfect.
So that is the end of the first half of this game. So Wales on 44 points, Argentina on 185. And if you compare that to their 30-minute game, that is a wider points differential because they were only 102 points behind at this stage. So Argentina are having, a better first half than Wales have had, I think. And I would say it's largely down to the penalties on the Wales blockers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back in almost 10 minutes.
Yep.
So I'm Tronchatoro.
I'm Dog Mistress, and we've been supported by the lovely Exterminate.
So take a drink, go to the toilet, and we'll see each other in a few minutes.
Sometimes your feet slide around in your skates. They can be packed out from years of love, or maybe they just never fit right from the beginning. Either way, it can adversely affect your agility, edge work, and toe stop skill. Don't let foot slippage mess with your game. Check out Bruce skate straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to keep your feet snug so you can be better. They are lightweight, easy to strap on, and they look pretty good too. Skate straps are available in tons of colors and patterns. Check them out on Etsy or bruisedsn.com.
We really miss the feeling of spontaneously visiting a store and trying out the newest gear. A hangout for all roller skaters. Everyone has their own unique style. Because of our large assortment, we can now personalise roller skates while you wait, so you can try them out right away. Our mission is to fit you with the right gear, and don't forget to turn left.
You want to kick off?
Okay. And welcome back to this game of the day, the game between Argentina and Wales. I'm Troncha Toro.
I'm Dork Mistress, and we're supported by the lovely Exterminate. And we've been here for the first half of this game, which has been exciting, thrilling, lots of spills, even more penalties. And where we stand at the moment, Argentina are on 185 points, Wales on 44. Argentina has picked up lead 11 times, Wales only 4 times. Both teams fairly similar on jammer penalties, 6 for Argentina, 7 for Wales. But I think if we could track the blocker penalties, that would tell the story.
Yes.
Wales spending a lot of time in the penalty box, and that's enabled Argentina to do multiple scoring passes. Over half of their jams have been multiple scoring passes. And we start on a power jam for Argentina, and it is Chispa on the jam line.
The spark.
The spark. Definitely been the spark of the jammers this game.
Yes. Well, as we tell at the beginning of the game, El Pibe, the star of Argentina, if we can say that, he's not playing, and we can say that Chispa is shining right now because he has the lead jammer of this first jam, sorry, and this power jam for Argentina.
And I think it shows how good the Argentina defense and also the jamming has been. That without Wales-Argentina met 2 days ago in a half-hour game, and Argentina won by 102 points, and that was with Pibe.
Yeah.
Without Pibe, they've scored more.
Yes. So Pibe, just think about it.
Got to work hard to keep your place on the team.
So 4 points for Argentina, and we had on the track the jammer of Wales. In this case, he's fighting against 3 different blockers of Argentina. He's trying to fastball the first time, and she just did. No points yet. That was the first time.
I love watching Heavy Dolce give a big hit.
Yes. Why is Heavy Dolce?
I love the name as well. You had Heavy Dolce and Party Boy working together, and I was like, this is my favorite thing now.
That's our country spirit. Heavy Dolce and Party Boy.
So on the jam line, we have Cruz for Argentina. As we've discussed, having a great game. Ashby on the jam line for Wales, one of the consistent best jammers for Wales. So this should be a great jam.
And we only have 3 blockers of Wales on the track. A little different for the team in red, and a beautiful movement of Watson, recycling Cruz all the way back to the track.
But it was actually Ashby who gave that hit out, so that was...
sorry, sorry.
But Watson did the recycle, and Cruz fell for it.
Thank you. I learned something today. Oh, the leads go for Wales. First lead in this second period. But Cruz is just following it.
Yes, and I know on your screen it says Chispa, but it is Cruz, and he is only a quarter of the track behind. So Wales trying to get a point, isolate a point for Ashby so he can call the jam. And he does that, but Argentina also picking up 1 point. So equal honors in that jam.
And look at that on the screen. You can say that, what? That was an awesome performance of this team.
So we have Vasquez for Argentina, Hurlston for Wales. Hurlston called to Team Wales after his first ever open game, public game.
Oh.
Yeah, he's that good.
And who was the person?
It may have been somebody within the announcing crew that suggested that he considered Team Wales.
And you know that from the 12 jams that we had, 12 were power jams.
And that just shows the impact of jammer penalties. And I'm sure that if you match that towards where Argentina was scoring multiple passes, there would be a very strong correlation.
Yes. And now it's the lead for Wales.
It's the second jam in a row where Wales have picked up lead, but it did take them 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Vasquez out of the pack as well, completing the initial pass. Hurlston hit out, and
something is throwing out the I think it's how to say that, elbow? No, it's the protection from here.
Oh, wrist guard.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what happened there was Argentina were hoping for the recycle, but Helston stayed in bounds and therefore completed that pass, picking up 3 points, calling the jam and denying Argentina any points. So that's the second jam in a row. Wales picking up 4 points across those 2 jams. Argentina only 1. So we have Tom Hughes up against Chispa. And Hughes, almost free on that outside line until Heather Dolce went, nope.
Not today. And we have a power jam for Wales, and it's the number 182 who is going to try to get the lead jammer. He was blocked for Heavy Dolce, but he managed to stay in bounds, and now, he took his
helmet cover off,
Thank
so
you.
is now not eligible for lead.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 2-minute jam.
Yes.
Another 2-minute jam.
Yes.
I think we had 2 or 3 2-minute jam in the first period, and that is the first one of the second period.
But Hughes has completed his initial pass. Chispa released from the box, back in the pack. Only 2 Wales blockers on track, providing no real obstacle. But both Bud and Mainwaring are now released from the box. And so on Chispa's next scoring pass, he will face a full Welsh pack. Mainwaring just trying to hit Heather Dolce out, so clearly sees him as a real obstacle for Hughes. Mainwaring providing the offense. And Thornflakes and Bud almost goating Victor up front.
I think the couple of Heavy Dolce and Lea is being very, very effective, because Heavy Dolce just throw it away and Lea just recycle.
Brilliant hit out from Mainwaring, but then an even better hit out from Victor to enable Chispa to come back on track. But unfortunately, there was a star pass to Wales, and Bud picking up the helmet cover, but has actually also picked up a penalty.
So yes, a power jam for Argentina, and Chispa who just passed and received 5 points. The jam ends with Bud returning to the peak. Important. And we had the number 3 of Team Argentina who received a double penalty. That's going to be 1 minute penalty for him. As we can see on the repetition, how the jammer of Team Wales take off the helmet cover, and he wasn't available to be a jammer lead, and we had the 2-minute jam that we talked about earlier.
It is an instinctive reaction as a jammer to take the helmet cover off when you hear lead jammer, but it may have been the penalty calls that just caused that instinctive behaviour. So on the jam line now for Wales, we have Black Shadow for Argentina and Oliver for Wales.
And another penalty, this case is for a cutting of the track for the Welsh jammer, and it's another power jam for Team Argentina. In this case, we have Black Shadow fighting against 3 different blockers of Team Wales.
Longworth also in the cheese balls bearing penalty box.
Black Shadow who tried to pass on the outside line, and he did it, and it's a lead jammer for Argentina.
And Argentina clearly trying to split up that wall of 3 red blockers up front. Optimus Quad and Donne waiting for Victor to come back, and now they're waiting for Oliver to return to the track. Victor providing offense to allow Black Shadow through.
And we had the jammer of Wales who is back on the track, and he's trying to pass, I think for the first time, against the Argentinians team.
And we...
another penalty for him. It's a cutting off the track.
So that's the second penalty in this jam. Ashton also in the penalty box. We haven't seen Ashton on track after that jam where he picked up 3 penalties, and he's already back in the cheese balls bearing penalty box.
If I don't get wrong, 4 persons were leading the penalty box. That means that we have 3 persons on the penalty and 1 waiting for go to the penalty.
Wales now have Longworth queued to go to the cheese balls bearings penalty box when that's free.
So it's going to be 2 blockers on the track. The jammer of Wales is in the penalty. It's going to be a power star.
Yes.
And they changed jammer in the last second.
And it is an official timeout. But as you said, a very quick switcheroo. Chispa on the jam line now.
Yes.
I think, you know, seeing the pack line up, you might want to change your tactics.
And we have the referees right now in the center of the track discussing about something just passed.
So it's a chance to talk about Sucker Punch, the largest Derby-owned and operated store in Europe, operating online and having a physical store. Heavily involved in the European Derby community on a number of levels. They're known for their reliable service, honest advice, and competitive prices.
And the jam is on, then jam number 6 with Chispa, jamming for Argentina and receiving the lead jammer easily.
Again, this sort of, you know, we've talked a lot about penalties and great jamming, but it's the Argentina defense and offense. The blockers are also doing a fantastic job today.
Yes, and we have Chispa who received the first 5 points in this jam for Argentina. Only 2 blockers of Wales on the penalty, on the track. And
so
Chispa
Longworth has now exited
Yes.
as he was in the queue, but the box is now emptying for Wales, so they'll be able to bring their full strength on track.
And another 5 points for Argentina. In this case, we have three different blockers of Wales on the track. And you can see the difference now. Because Chispa is not passing so easily because he has different bodies to pass right now.
And Ashton and Swift both, you know, 3-time World Cup performers for Wales, so they've known each other and been playing together for many years. And it was Optimus Quad with that big hit on Oliver, but he did manage to stay in bounds and get back up and carry on. Ashton and Davis on their way to the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box.
At the screen, you can see a beautiful hit of Wales. And I think it was a penalty, but I don't know if it was for the blocker who made the block. It was beautiful anyways. As I tell in the other period, it's still beautiful even if it's not legal, okay?
No, that's not the right answer.
I know. Sorry, ref. Sorry, the ref. I don't want to be unpolite with you, but I found this beautiful.
So Ashby on the jam line for Wales up against Vasquez for Argentina. And it's 3 Argentina blockers, 2 Wales blockers, and they're still doing a good job to hold back. That's Watson and Hughes working together up front, holding back Vasquez.
Amazing work on the inside line for the Wales jammer, and it's a lead jammer for Wales. But that's the ways that we want to see in this game, and that's the way that we were hoping to see at the beginning of this game.
And we've had a star pass for Argentina. Donne now the jammer for Argentina, approaching the rear of the pack. Ashby gets through, calls the points, and his bench signaling to carry on. They want to run the jam long rather than hit it and quit it. So they're trusting their blockers, as they are, holding back Donne and causing a penalty. So this is now a power jam to Wales.
And you know, Donne is the first time that we've seen as a jammer. It was a very good one, except for the penalty, obviously. And 5 more points for Wales. That is going to be, if I don't get wrong, 9-point chance at the moment with 47 seconds to go.
And that was great offense from the Wales pack.
I could even just finish my phrase.
Sorry.
No, he was doing amazing.
Yeah.
He get the point before I finished my phrase.
Yes, I see what you say.
And again, I'm thinking, you know, processing has time. So 19 points jam at this moment.
But Donne is out of the penalty box, through for that scoring pass.
Oh my God.
Wow. So Ashby with an apex jump, lands off balance, still gets through the pack in a real display of skill. 4 more points for Wales, and that is their 5th scoring pass.
And that was a 23 points jam for Wales. Look at the magic on the screen. The jammer, the number 19. There, he was just magic. Look at that.
Off balance. Severely off balance.
Amazing.
See, this is why I said part mountain goat.
That's the ways that I want to see.
Yes, absolutely. So we have Hurlston on the jam line for Wales up against Cruz. who takes Clark and Longworth to the floor, but has picked up a forearms penalty in doing so. So we have another power jam to Wales. And again, jammer penalties causing this momentum change.
Yes.
Oh, and Hurlston keeps on his toe stops on the outside line. Lead jammer for Wales.
Another big opportunity for Wales. He's fighting against 4 different blockers of Team Argentina right now. Hurlston trying to pass through the holes on the outside line. Oh, only one stop. And he's being recycled on the back of the track for the captain of Team Argentina, number 4, Vergasio. And he passes. Sorry, 5 more
Optimus
points for
Quad
Wales.
picking up a forearms penalty. So Wales now with the blocker advantage, which is needed as Cruz comes back on track. Hurlston facing, I mean, tough, heavy Dolce up front.
An amazing work of the jammer of Wales, who plays against the recycling, and he passed with no problem. 4 more points for Wales in this jam.
Great track timing and awareness from Hurlston to avoid that cut, that shadow cut that Argentina were looking for. It's Longworth, but James Clark and Watson holding back Vasquez to not even completing a scoring pass.
And look at this movement out the outside line. Wow, he was flying.
Yeah.
He was flying with the toe stop.
And the last 2 jams have pretty much doubled the points for Wales in this game almost, which just...
Well, it was a 27 and 13.
Yeah.
It's 40 points in 2 jam.
You can see here in the points per jam. So that is fantastic work. And the Wales we wanted to see. Tom Hughes, 3rd lead jam for Wales in a row.
Well, Wales is waking up.
Yeah.
Argentina, you have 14 minutes.
Black Shadow for Argentina is out of the pack. So Hughes gets the 1 point and calls the jam. 2 points and calls the jam.
Look at how he found the hole on the outside. He passed easily. That's the way that we want.
But we have an official review. And I think that's been called by Wales. So while they're discussing what the cause of the official review is, it's a chance to talk about another of our fabulous sponsors, Bruised Skate Noose. Bruised skate straps. Skates just don't quite fit right? Don't let your foot or heel slippage mess with your game. Check out Bruised skate straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to keep your feet in place so you can improve your agility. Be better with Bruised skate straps. BruisedSN.com. And it's also a chance, as we're talking about the replays even, not the relays, our replay sponsor, powered by vMix live streaming software, vmix.com, and we are incredibly grateful because we get to see that moment again, and I could watch most of these moments again and again, and we get the chance, so thank you very much to vMix.
In 30 days, you will have the repetition available if you want to see it. And I will have a journey with a beer in my hand. Derby on the screen, and it's going to be all my day. You know, next Flick and Chill is going to be Derby and Chill. Yeah. With the beer, obviously.
I mean, tournament bubble is a real thing, and I know the next week is going to be really hard because I'll be in the real world wishing I was here. But we always have the footage and the replays.
I have a test in my university on Wednesday. And I won't be there. My mind is not going to be there.
And we are here due to the wonderful hosting from Team Spain.
Yes.
And we have to give a huge shout out to the volunteers.
Yes.
They have traveled at their own expense from all over Europe to help put this on, and it has been the most incredible 4 days.
It was not only Europe. I must say we had volunteer from Argentina too, and I suppose that we had from different parts of Latin America, and I must say USA, obviously.
Wow.
But
that is dedication and commitment.
Yes.
But it's been absolutely wonderful here, and we are hugely grateful to everyone who's put this on, made this happen. And we're about to go to the results of the official review.
Red team used their official review. They were looking for a forearm penalty or a track cut penalty to be issued to the white jammer in the previous jam. The referee that was in the closest position did not witness either a forearm or a cut. So therefore, the no call will stand. Red team lose their official review.
I understand that.
Okay. We're having some fun on the pivot line. Thornflakes, the tallest member of Team Wales, getting down to the height of Chispa and sort of facing off saying, I can do short, I can do tall.
That was the thing when we were talking about earlier with the 13 blocking Chispa, 13 from Wales. It was Watson.
Yeah.
He was so tall, and he just received the penalty. But if you can manage be this low, Chispa, I don't want to be you right now.
So we have Oliver and Chispa. Chispa hit out to the outside by James Clark. James Clark looking for the cut, but it wasn't assessed. But Bud picking up a penalty, and in the cheese balls pairing penalty box, Argentina with the pack advantage and lead jammer. Thornflakes also now approaching the cheese balls bearings penalty box. 2 Wales blockers left on track. Oliver hit out to track turn 2, recycled all the way back to turn 1.
And another 5 points for Argentina in this jam. As we can see, a huge recycling for the number 28 of Argentina. One of the few players in Argentina who doesn't come from Buenos Aires. He came from Tucumán, it's in the north of Argentina, and he's very proud of it. And we had the Chispa having another 5 points for Argentina, the team in white in this game. The last game of both of these teams in this tournament.
This is the competition for 7th and 8th place in the tournament. Both teams will be very will want the bragging rights of being 7th. Wales finished in 7th place in Calgary, I believe.
Yeah, that's kind of curious because Wales finished 6th position in Birmingham, Argentina 7th position, and in Calgary it was the opposite. Wales was the 7th position, Argentina was the 6th position, and now we keep doing this kind of a buckle, you know, like we're still doing 6 and 7, but they're so much better.
This is now 7 and 8, and I think, you know, we'll see in the next game just how far Mexico have improved. I think they've been the real surprise of the tournament.
And
for me. And France are looking very strong. They're playing for 3rd, 4th place later today. So there is no end of exciting matchups. So if you are watching on the live stream rather than, you know, in a few weeks or months' time, don't go anywhere today. It is just amazing roller derby straight after. And I will actually be in-house on the next game on the other track for Finland-Scotland, which is going to raise the roof. So we have Cruz on the line, Ashby for Wales, Cruz for Argentina. And it's Cruz out lead jammer.
As we can see, the jammer of Wales trying to pass this time against one blocker of Argentina.
But Victor picking up an out-of-play block penalty, so Ashby able to return straight to the track. But it's also a penalty for Party Boy in the cheese balls bearings penalty box, cut track penalty. Won't be partying in that box.
And we finish this up with only 2 blockers of Argentina on the track. That's mean a difference in numbers for Argentina in the next jam. And the 4th blocker of Team Wales are already on the track. That's kind of a mental play.
And that's the 4 most experienced blockers from Wales on that jam line, on that pivot line. I would not want to be facing.
You know, their looks were kind of, you are not going to pass. And I'm like,
you will not pass, no.
I don't even try him, guys. I don't even play him, okay? Oh my God, look at that.
Yes.
That's Wales. That's Wales. That's a lead jammer for Wales. Lead jammer for the Hurston. Is that okay?
Hurston. And, you know, it was just beautifully timed, giving him that inside gap. Argentina trying to mess it up, but they weren't able to. And that's just shown with Vasquez still not completing his initial pass. Hurston through for 4 points, but that was a last-second hit out And a penalty for
Bergasho.
I thought I had. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry to you, number 4.
It's a captain. And we had Harston, who passed and received 4 more points for his team. 4 more points for Wales.
But Longworth in the cheese balls bearings penalty box, just as number 3 for Argentina, Victor, also in the penalty box. So we're having a bit of a penalty momentum change with Argentina now picking up the blocker penalties, just as Mainwaring also enters the cheese balls bearings penalty box.
And you see that in the second period, we have 5 leads for Argentina and 6 for Wales. So Wales are leading the lead.
But Hurlston has picked up a back block penalty, so this is now a power jam for Argentina. Vasquez through for 5-point Grand Slam scoring pass. The pack on the exit of turn 2, we have 3 from Wales and 3 blockers from Argentina.
So it's going to be 3 against 3. And Vasquez, who tried to pass on the outside line, but he's being recycled a little bit for the Welsh blockers, and he passed in the last second, received the 4 points, and the jam is off.
But that was beautiful offense from Victor and Bergasho. So that was beautifully timed offense to get him through. That was fabulous. But Wales now broke the 100 points, 12 points in that last jam, and Argentina picking up 18. So we are starting on a Argentina power start. Black Shadow jamming for Argentina. Hurlston released from the box, approaching the back of the pack, so they are both eligible for lead.
Wow, amazing.
Jamie Davis trying to face off one-on-one. Can't hold back Black Shadow, lead jammer for Argentina. But Hurlston out half a track behind Black Shadow.
And we can see how he's moving around the track, and he decided to call off this jam before the Welsh jammer to get some score. 0 in the last pass. And it was a 0-0, I think, for both of the team. Yes, 0-0. And you can see on the repetition how hard he just collide with the Welsh blocker. And the Welsh blocker was like, I don't even try him.
We didn't want a bit of blocking out of play penalty. So Tom Hughes on the jam line for Wales up against Chispa.
And I must say that everyone is on the track. That is something to remember.
Yeah, it feels special. Chispa out, lead jammer for Argentina. Hughes just passing the pivot line now onto turn 1, but it's Souza working with Optimus Quad. Again, those two have been lethal for the jammers.
2 different couple. We had Optimus Quad with Sosa, and we had Heavy Dolce with Lea, having a very good momentum as couple in the blocker of Argentina.
So we've had 3 jammer penalties for both teams in this half. However, it is Argentina that does make the best use of that chance to rack up points. Though we've had that massive jam for Wales that got us all excited. So, and it's a 4th jammer penalty for Argentina. It is a cut penalty for Chispa.
And we can tell as he was doubting about getting up, because he was on the floor and he was like, should I wake, should I get up or not? And he did, and it was the penalty. So for the jammer, don't hesitate. Or if you hesitate, just...
If you're not sure,
play
recycle.
Safe. Yes, play safe.
Yeah.
And now we have a power jam for Wales, and we have a star pass, and the new jammer is number 32, who is Bud. Is that okay? Bud? Yeah. Oh, but he has a penalty. So now we're going to have a power jam change in a few seconds. As
Just
we can
checking to see, he is sat in the jammer seat, so it was a completed star pass. It's not a star pass violation that caused the penalty. Because with the new hand signals, you don't always know exactly what the penalty is unless you can hear the call.
Yeah.
And that was illegal an illegal move, essentially, but we don't know which one.
Yes.
But he is sat in the penalty box as a jammer, so the jam comes to a normal end.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. That was the moment that he was doubting about. You know, he was out.
Yeah.
He was out. And you can tell that he's like, should I wake up? Should I get up? And when he get up, he get the penalty.
Yeah. It was so, because he had one hand down, and that is legal, but it was just being over the line on that next twirl that caused that penalty.
And now we're going to have a power jam in favor to Argentina with Cruz jamming with the number 12. All the blockers of Wales on the track. And the jammer, oh my God. And he blocked one of his own players.
But also, at the start of that jam, Heavy Dolce cleared the pivot line on his own. It was phenomenal. I was giggling to myself.
I was looking at the jammer, sorry.
So Bud is out of the penalty box and back on track as jammer for Wales. And he has completed his initial pass. Cruz choosing to get the points, calls the jam, denying Wales any points. So that was 4 points for Argentina, taking them over the 305 points.
Wow.
Wales on 100. And we have 4 minutes left in this game.
An official review
Is not being called.
Okay.
We thought there may be, but somebody's changed their mind.
I dream about it. I have a dream.
We have Ashby on the jam line for Wales, Vasquez for Argentina. We have an empty penalty box.
Oh my God. Amazing.
And it's Vasquez out for lead jammer.
And he's not the lead jammer.
Ah, yes, he's out first. He's not
You
lead.
were dreaming about it,
I was dreaming about it. I like this excuse. I'm going to use it more often.
So that means that the Welsh jammer might be the lead jammer if he has the first initial pass.
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes, so Ashby is still eligible for lead at the moment, but he is still on his initial pass and recycled all the way back to where he started 45 seconds ago.
Oh, and now he has a power jam in their favor because the jammer of Argentina just make a cutting off the track.
And the outside line was left clear. Ashby is out and lead now on a power jam. So can maximize the power jam by scoring the points and then stopping any more for Argentina by calling the jam.
And we have, I think, nothing. We don't have nothing at all. And we and Thornflakes for Wales has fouled out and will take no further part in this game. And I think in the last 2 minutes we may see more happen, unfortunately. So it's been a very penalty-heavy game, but Hurlston on the jam line for Wales with his traditional turn 3 run-up. And he will... be starting on a power start. Dale Hughes giving some offense and getting him through. Lead jammer for Wales, but Vasquez is out of the cheese balls bearing penalty box and is also through the pack on his initial pass with some amazing footwork. You may say that he was falling for the whole half of the track, but he was not falling, he was passing.
Hurlston facing a Heavy Dolce, working really hard with the captain and just trying to read the numbers. And Victor as well, just being flexible, dynamic blocking at its best. Recycle back from the jam line to the top of corner 3. But Hughes picking up penalty. That's Tom Hughes in the cheese balls bearings penalty box. But Hurlston has just Heavy Dolce and Bergaccio in front of him and is hit out and recycled.
When you say Bergaccio, I just can't think about Pikachu.
And that was a we had a pack going in reverse.
Yes.
For half the track on the hit-outs and recycles. And we have 33 seconds left on the clock, so we will be having one more jam. So Black Shadow on the jam line for Argentina, and we have Oliver on the jam line for Wales.
And we only have one person on the penalty box for Wales. That's going to be 3 against 4. In this case, the advantage is for Argentina. And we have Black Shadow trying to pass through the back in the inside line. He did, and he's a lead jammer for the team in white.
And he's now facing 3 Wales blockers at the rear.
Amazing work of the number 43 of Wales, blocking Black Shadow on the inside line. And we had the jammer of Wales just passing through the pack for the first time. At the same time that Black Shadow did the second pass and 4 more points.
And that's the game. That's the final whistles. The unofficial final score is 320 points to Argentina, 106 points to Wales.
So I can tell you that they have 314 points different.
214.
Yes, I'm sorry. My brain is turning off.
It's been a long 4 days.
Yes.
I mean, I know we kept talking about it, but there were a number of factors in that game. And that is the score confirmed. But the factors in that game, it was the penalties. It was particularly the Wales blockers penalties that were important. I mean, in terms of jammer penalties, actually Argentina had more jammer penalties in the second half.
Yes.
But Wales couldn't exploit them because they were usually down on blockers. I would love to see the stats at the end to see how many jams Wales actually had all floor blockers on track.
Yes, that's the thing. I think now we had 2 different axes.
Yep.
We had the penalty problem, and then we had the capitalization that Argentina had.
Yes.
For the power jam that they had in their favor. Because the thing is, if we just stay with the lead jammers, with the power jams, Argentina was losing.
Yeah.
But they were scoring 14 points each time that they had a power jam.
And I think the other factor in this game was the Argentina offense, basically breaking up any hope of Wales building strong walls on a regular basis. I mean, the Argentinian offense was exceptional. So just want to give a big thumbs up to everybody here for staying with us. We will be passing on to the studio momentarily. I've been Dork Mistress.
I'm Tronchatoro for the friends.
And we have had the lovely Exterminate supporting us. And we will now hand you over to the studio.